So first of all, it's a great honour to have Steve here. It's absolutely amazing that Steve agreed straight away. Ian Byrne, our MP, also agreed to come, but again, because of the crisis today, isn't able to be present. He's with the family and the police at the moment. So having Steve come for his first visit to what is a project that we've not talked about very much, except at our Croxteth. Where's Ronna? There's Ronna from Cobalt Housing. That's the very first place we talked about what we wanted to do here. When a previous head teacher here and I was chair of governors, David Hayes was the headmaster here, we looked at this empty building and wondered what we could do. And we decided that we had to do something that helped the kids most in need in the area, and that was predominantly kids who left school without major qualifications. So I worked extensively with people in the hospitality sector in the city and thought straight away, let's link in with the hospitality people in the city of Liverpool. And that's what we've done. So the De La Salle brothers, who still own the house, have given us a lease for 25 years to prove that what we can do is going to work. So we're turning the whole of this building into a hotel and restaurant, fully functioning hotel, fully functioning restaurant. Rooms upstairs, and we've just shown Steve around upstairs, and downstairs will be a restaurant. And the first phase of the building is the kitchen, which is now a professional kitchen. And we've had a group of young people in today from Liverpool Football Club Foundation to do some work in the kitchen. They're our first group, and the kitchen was used for the first time today. So we're really excited about that. Hope it'll go forward. Where you're stood now will be an outside dining area and an orangery, so that it gives us that extra amount of space outdoors, and that we can use this space to increase the numbers of people we can serve from the local community. This was just, you can't begin to imagine, there are some people here today who were here at the very beginning and know what an awful mess it was. There's photographs which Gabriella has done around there, and Emma from Myesco, where's Emma? Here. Emma's taken some of those photographs from the very beginning. So there's a history outside of that. And we've developed here the kitchen garden, which is an integral part of what we want to do. So we want young people who come to learn about hospitality to understand where the food comes from. Plus, I've got to say, we want to encourage people in this area to move away from a dominance of meat and to be able to understand and cook with a variety of different fruits and vegetables. So feel free to walk through that. But very quickly, before I just let Steve say a few words, I'm very grateful to Steve, as I've said. We've got apologies from Ian Byrne. Our educational partners, Helen Eaton from Myesco College, delighted to see Helen with Emma here, and Jan Schofield. We are working also with City of Liverpool College in their hospitality and catering. So we're really grateful for that. Faiths for Change haven't arrived yet, I don't think, but Rachel, who was our first worker, is on her way. Liverpool Food Growers Network. Hooray! Fantastic. Without them, this wouldn't be happening. Because thanks to the Liverpool Food Growers Network, we were able to get a grant to put this event on. And, well, you can see the difference it's making. So I hope you get some good photographs here today. And then you can tell me before you go what you think of what we've done here. Linda McCartney Foods are also due. I suspect they're on the way. They're expecting a slightly later word with them. They're coming from London, and they have helped us build some of the infrastructure we've got here, and they've given us some food for today as well. So we're very excited about it. Cobalt Housing were the very first people to give us a grant. They gave us £3,000, and we just ploughed it into building the infrastructure. And now you can see where that first grant has gone and the difference it's made. So we're very grateful. Minna Alenko Falola is from Compost Works, and we've now got a composting system, and we're training all our students here how to recycle their food and use it for composting. So delighted that Minna's here. And we've also got Carol Dunn, who looks like a beekeeper, because she is a beekeeper. And we've got some beehives at the back, which Carol's looking after, and David here is going to train to be our own beekeeper. So we're very, very happy with that. From the Art Croxteth group, we've got a number of different groups coming later on this afternoon. Liam Moore with a singing group, Carol Campbell and Gail Hickey have helped us to do they've made Croxteth Family Matters, have made the bunting. And this is its first outing here. So we're really grateful to them. Leah, I've seen Leah. Leah's done all the balloons that adorn the front and we're expecting the police, but I suspect they won't be coming today. So James Dunn is our chef, who you can't see because he's inside. And then there are people who've helped to guide us to where we are. And I've seen Matt Thorntonfield from Good Gym Volunteers. They were essential at the very beginning in helping us move stuff around the site. And it was we had a dozen volunteers in lockdown, wasn't it? We're all socially distanced, helping us to get this site ready. So massively grateful. And then of course, two of our directors are here. Craig, raise your hand, with his brother, and Josh here as well. So if you want anybody to talk to, those of us who've got these blue lanyards with an open day sign are people who can show you around the grounds and talk to you about what we're doing. And then finally, we've got a group of Lasallian former students who are also coming in today that I'm very excited to meet. I'm sure I'm looking at two of them straight ahead of me. Congo and Ellen Paul Bandel. Anthony O'Leary from Sugar and Lime is coming. Chris Sweeney and George King is here as well. Delighted. And I hope there'll be a few more former, or not former Lasallians, but former pupils of the school, because everyone's always a Lasallian as long as you've been to a school. And then the regulars who are here from the Myers School Level 1, Level 2 and the Faiths for Change Plot to Plate programme. And especially I want to sing like David here. Without David, I don't think half of what we've done would be possible. David keeps the place going with me to make sure that people come and go, and he's an essential ingredient to what we've done today. So that's enough from me. Steve has to disappear, so a few words from you, Steve, to declare our open day open. Give us your impressions.
Well, first of all, Jerry, thanks very much for stealing a lot of the thunder, which is, there's so many thanks, aren't there? So everybody here, we owe a debt of gratitude for doing what you're doing. You did miss Councillor John Prince, so he's one of my colleagues, so I'll just mention John. But this is about giving something back, and it touches on so many of the agenda items that I'm trying to push forward across the city region. If you don't know what the city region is, it's Halton, Knowsley, Liverpool, St Helens, Sefton and the Wirral. It's 1.6 million people. It's the first time we've ever tried to work together, the 6 local authorities. Have a look at what they've done in Manchester, and then when people say, why have we got this thing called the Combined Authority, have a look what AGMA have done in Greater Manchester and take things forward. And you probably have read that recently I've been appointed to chair a panel which is about the strategic futures of Liverpool as a city and the council. But the type of things that Jerry's touched on, education, and whilst we've got a school there, actually kids need to be educated about where food's from. If you ask them and say, where's such and such a thing, where do you get peas from, they'll say the Asda. So we do need to teach kids about biodiversity and about food and about its importance and scarcity, because we need to save the planet, which is the second bit, about being net zero carbon if we can. And yes, great that we're producing food, but let's not cook it and then throw it away. Let's try and see whether we can do more on that. Great if we're composting it, but actually if we can reduce that with the edible stuff being eaten, that's a good thing, isn't it? Skills, there's skill shortages, and there are massive skill shortages for the visitor economy, and especially in hotel and catering. So that's brilliant if we can do something like that about giving people some skills. I always say to government, and I speak to them on a regular basis, and I say, people here are no less talented. What we need is more opportunity, and you'll see more people being able to achieve great things. So we're trying to create opportunity, and skills for those skill shortage areas are absolutely essential at this moment in time. And there's loads of other things that the stuff around community is really important. that social cohesion stuff is really important. We're going to see that today about how the community have responded to that terrible incident, which is genuinely heartbreaking. If any parents here, I bet you've done what I've done and put yourself into that position and thought, what would that be like, you know, for somebody? How awful is that for that family? But of course, the knock-on consequences for the community and reputational damage. So we are trying to knit all of this together. These sort of projects are brilliant. We have funded not only some of the stuff from community environment funding that we've got, but also sorting to Myerskoff and some of the funding that we get through adult education budgets will train some people with the skills and the qualifications. So it does all start to pull together, but it doesn't start with what we're doing. It starts with people like Jerry. I've known this man for over 2 decades. I think it's brilliant what he's doing. You need somebody who can bring drive and enthusiasm and vision to something. And that's what I think you've been able to do here with the help of so many fantastic people. That's what we need. We need more Jerrys, and we'll be a better place for it.
Thanks, Steve. There is a programme of events this afternoon. We're expecting that the Ukesters, a ukulele group from Croxteth, are coming to play music at 1. We've got a choir coming at 2. There's refreshments now on the inside, so please feel free to help yourself. There's going to be tours of the Brothers' House, and Matt, our architect, will happily show people around and discuss plans. So, but I mean, I'd rather you didn't just wander around the house, but arrange a group, and then Matt can shout when the next tour is going on. Refreshments all afternoon. People with blue lanyards can help you out. Coco here, wave to everybody. Coco's going to do a survey this afternoon. Maybe somebody else will give her a hand to help us do a questionnaire about food and growing food and what we're trying to do with cooking in here. Beekeeping, Carol is happy to talk about beekeeping. She'll be there. She's very easy to notice. Minna is also going to stand near the compost bins that we've got there and tell you a bit more about composting. And the chef in the kitchen, Chef Wonderful, James. Can we give a big round of applause to our chef? Fantastic, James has inaugurated our kitchen today for the first time.
Looks like it's all a mess.
Well, it was down south in a place called Chalfont St Peter.
Yeah.
I mean, I was only like 18 at the time. It's just it was wonderful.
Yeah.
So much about beach.
Yeah. So you all know them.
Well, I know a bit.
Yeah. But, so that's our same as holding contract in the So the hive only looks small because it's a new market. It's a new market. Just more from the